Hey everybody, what's up? Very often in life there are things that are very popular, be they music, movies, products, whatever, that a lot of people seem to be talking about. They recommend them, and naturally we assume that those things are worthy of our attention. Maybe we should consider them. Not everything is going to work for us, definitely, but sometimes we make the mistake of jumping in and trying things out that are not right for us. Maybe it's just our personality. Who knows? Maybe there's nothing wrong with these products. They're just not right for us. Very much like a relationship. Finding the right person at the right time is half the battle. There's lots of good people out there, but it's just, can they connect with each other? I think products are very similar. So, of course, that applies to knives as much as it does to anything else. So I've personally gone through a bit of a knife journey, and I've tried a lot of different things now, and not all of them have worked for me, despite the fact that they probably do work for a lot of people, and they come highly recommended. So I'll show some of those options to you right now. Okay, so the first one is the Sog Flash 2. I think as far as Sog goes, this is probably one of their better knives. And it's definitely one of my favorite knives from the Sog lineup. However, I don't think I'm a Sog person. That's all there is to it. I don't really like assisted opening knives that much. I've had a couple of them break on me now, including a Sog. Mind you, their warranty department, serviced it well and all that stuff. I've got a video about that, which I'll annotate. But Sog knives, just generally speaking, I don't really like the way that they look. I don't like the assisted opening. I think the handles look cheap. And, this is going to be a common theme. I just don't get the pride of carry. Like, I'm not happy to carry it. I recognize it as fairly decent quality, but it's just not my thing. Okay, so keeping with the Sog theme, here is the Flash 1. This was actually a warranty replacement for the Sog Blink, which is the one that broke on me. This knife, all the things I just said about Sog are, stand true with the second knife. I don't like the handle. It feels cheap. Don't like assisted knives. And if you've been watching my videos, you'll know that I don't really like little knives, especially ones that don't fill the hand. Check out my review on this knife and you'll see what I mean. The third knife is the Crkt Drifter. So this is a stainless steel frame lock. I've never done a review of this knife because I honestly haven't carried it enough to form an opinion that's really objective. I can't even bring myself to carry it just because I hate it, honestly. It's heavy, it's cold to the touch, it's not very ergonomic. I don't really like the blade grind on it. I don't like the pocket clip. And yeah, it's just a clunky little piece of metal. Like, I'll drop it on the table here so you can hear it, It's like, that's not a warm sound, that's sort of a cold, obtrusive sound. I made the mistake of buying two knives on the same day. I bought this and the Kershaw Cryo on the same day. And I promised myself I would never buy two knives on the same day again. Recently violated that. But now that I know more about knives, I'm able to choose better and yada, yada, yada. Okay, so I never carry that knife. This knife is related to that story. This is the Kershaw Zing, another stainless steel frame lock. This was a warranty replacement for the Kershaw Cryo, which I bought on the same day, the one I was just talking about. So I didn't really like the Cryo because it broke on me. The spring assist broke on it. I sent it back to Kershaw. They sent me this Kershaw Zing. Check out my Zing review because I talk about the difference between the different models of Zings. This is the stainless steel made in China edition with the 8CR13 MOV, and don't like it, again, stainless steel frame lock, heavy, cold to the touch, not a friendly knife for me anyways. And furthermore, it just sounds cheap when you close it. Listen to this, okay? I don't know if you're going to be able to pick that up on the camera, but there's like this sort of grinding noise to it, and it's just, I don't know, it's disgusting to me. It's like it should, every knife should be smooth opening. There shouldn't be a bunch of grinding crap in there. It feels like it's going to break again. This is just another Kershaw Cryo waiting to break, so I don't carry it. The pocket clip is horrible too. Okay, so now this one might surprise some people. Kershaw Skyline. You know, the Skyline is one of those like famous knives, and probably one of the best-selling knives that Kershaw makes. And I do think Kershaw is a great company, actually. They offer a lot of like very affordable knives that are fairly decent and good quality. So what is it that I don't like about the Skyline? It's not that I don't like it. It's a good knife. After all the knives I've handled, I can handle this and say, hey, this is a good knife. But it just doesn't connect to me personally. I think part of it is the pocket clip. I don't really like that very much. And I watched an interview with the guy that made it, and he's just said that like they just kind of slapped that pocket clip on there. Like it was not designed for this knife. It was just one of the standard ones they had at Kershaw, so they just threw it on. And I think that was a mistake. I think the pocket clip could probably be a lot better on this. If you put on something like Spyderco has with that hourglass shape, maybe a black pocket clip, that would be a lot better. So that's part of it. The other part is I don't really like the flipper. Like flipper is nice and easy, but I like spider hole and I like thumb studs a little better at this point. So I just don't like the versatility, like the non-versatility of this. I wish that it had thumb studs as well. If it had thumb studs like that were on the real Zing, the orange Zing with the frilled handle, I would love this knife because it would open so fast and it would give you an option between the two ways of opening it. So Skyline is a good knife. I'm not going to say it's not, but it's just not the knife for me. And the way I've determined that is I just don't carry it. Like I've got a bunch of options to carry and I never carry the Skyline. So I'm actually selling that tomorrow to a guy on Craigslist. Okay, so now the final knife is hiding in the box. I don't normally keep boxes for my knives. I kind of just toss them, but I've started to keep the boxes because I realized that not every knife you buy is going to be one that's with you for life. Sometimes you're going to pass them along, and having a box helps with the resale value. So anyways, without further ado, I will show you what's in the box. It is the Spyderco Mannix 2. The Mannix is one of those knives that I think a lot of people love it, a lot of people don't love it. I'm somewhat in the middle. I think it's probably a good knife. If I had never had another Spyderco before this, I probably would have loved this knife. But I have had a lot of knives before I had this one, and there's some things about it that just kind of bother me. The grind on the blade bothers me. It's not a great slicer. It's kind of thick on top. When you're going through like sort of a deep material that requires the whole blade, it kind of, there's some drag there. It's not as smooth as like an FFG or a hollow grind. That's part of it. The other part is just the weight of the knife, okay? Check out my Cold Steel Recon 1 versus the Mannix 2, and I'll talk about a lot of these things like in more detail if you're interested. So the weight, I really feel it on this knife. This is a full 5 ounces. It feels heavy. You know, it's a chunk of steel. They got those full liners in there. So that's another part of it. The other part is that I have a sticky lock on this one. And I'm starting to notice this as a theme with Spyderco on their more expensive blades, at least for me anyways. I have a Paramilitary 2 here as well, and the lock is like super sticky. You have to put like a lot of force on that to get it to close. I'm actually, I contacted Spyderco, and their warranty response was not very pleasant, honestly. Like they started telling me how I have to include $5 to have it shipped back to me, and I might have to pay $20 for this, it might not be covered, blah blah blah. It's like, come on man, like this is an expensive knife. Like I've had this problem since I got it. So was not impressed so far with their warranty service, but we'll see what happens. This is going back to Spyderco. Sticky lock, it sucks. So same thing on the Mannix 2 actually. Sticky lock, like you have to use a lot of force to get that to close. And it's not, I'm doing it fairly well here, but it hurts my hands to like get that to close. I've handled another one and it was very loose. So those three things combined, the lock, the weight, the blade shape, or the blade grind rather, I just never carry it. You know, like there's other things I would rather carry. And that's really the, you know, the biggest determinant in me getting rid of these knives. It's just I don't carry them. You know, there's nothing wrong with them necessarily for the average person. There's probably people out there that love them. It's just I don't love them. So I think that it's important if you're a knife collector to try different things, to learn and evolve along the way. That's how people end up, buying custom knives and striders and Hinderers, Sebenzas, etc. They evolve along the way, and maybe one day I'll get there. I don't know, but the thing is, you don't want to have, or I don't want to have, a drawer full of 30 knives or 100 knives or whatever that I never carry. I want to have like a slim rotation of maybe 5 or 10 knives at the most that I absolutely love and that I want to carry. I don't want to have a bunch of knives that I never carry. So these knives are on the way out. There's an ad up on Craigslist. If anybody lives in Canada and watches this and you're interested, let me know. I don't want to ship to the States because of the border and the time and the expense and all that stuff. But if anybody's in Canada and wants one of these, let me know, because I'll ship it to you by express post or whatever. We can come to an agreement, maybe save you a bit of money or whatever. But yeah, closing thoughts are just that even though something might be a good product and a lot of people recommend it, doesn't mean it's going to be right for you. Like the iPhone, for example, I don't like the iPhone. I don't like Mac products. I know that there's probably people watching this on a Mac right now or on an iPhone, and they're saying, oh, you're crazy, you're missing out. Well, maybe, but not everything. There's no one solution for everyone. Go out and find what works for you. If something doesn't work for you, don't feel bad. Move on. Find something that does work. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Take care and have a good day.